Lots of events in Germany this week. One of the most notable involves Germany and the Middle East. Over the weekend, Turkey invaded parts of Syria. But what's causing a stir in Germany is that they did it using Germany's Leopard 2 tanks. So Germany was enabling that invasion. More than that, Germany is on the brink of greatly expanding its military cooperation with Turkey, especially regarding tanks. Turkey wants Germany to upgrade all its Leopard 2 tanks with the latest armor. German foreign policy wrote that this upgrade is considered momentous, not only because it significantly increases the future scope of the Turkish army in operations such as the current one in Syria. The modernization of the Leopard 2A4 is also considered by observers to be a preparation for a much more important project: Rheinmetall's involvement in the construction of a tank factory in Turkey. Germany and Turkey are still working out the details for this factory, but a lot's already been done. Turkey's state-owned BMC company has bought a site, Rheinmetall has set up a Turkish subsidiary company, a prototype's been made. This could be big business. Turkey's talking about buying 1,000 of these tanks. The United Arab Emirates is also interested in up to another 1,000. So this could become a major initiative in arming the Middle East with German weapons via Turkey. Now, related to that, another piece of news that has caused a stir this week is that Germany's last government exported more weapons than any other post-war government in history. Now, that's according to preliminary data released by Germany's economy ministry. And the big change was that Germany exported dramatically more to countries outside of the EU and outside of NATO. Many of these went to the Middle East. Top destinations included Algeria, Egypt, Saudi Arabia, and the United Arab Emirates. Why is this significant? Well, the Bible actually talks a lot about Germany creating an alliance of Middle Eastern nations. And now we see them doing exactly that through arms sales. The Bible identifies specifically some of these allies in passages like Psalm 83 and elsewhere, and that list includes Turkey, it includes Saudi Arabia. So now we see Germany creating exactly this alliance using its arms trades. And you can read more about that in our free book, The King of the South. There's a whole section in there called The Mysterious Alliance, where you can learn much more about this prophecy. Now, another piece of news this week came from Switzerland. The Davos summit is going on right now, where a lot of the wealthy and powerful from the world meet, and Angela Merkel gave a speech there on Wednesday, where once again she offered some veiled criticism of Donald Trump. So earlier this week, the US put tariffs on Chinese solar panels and washing machines. They're talking about putting tariffs now on steel, and that's something that would really hit Europe. And so it was notable that Ms. Merkel used this summit to speak out specifically against protectionism. She said, and I quote, "We think that shutting ourselves off and isolating ourselves will not lead us into a good future. Protectionism is not the proper answer." She also restated some of these things she said before about Europe needing to stand alone against America. "We need to take more responsibility," she said. "We need to take our destiny into our own hands." And again, this is prophetically significant. The Bible talks about a trade war against the United States led by Europe and by China. And you can see exactly that brewing at these international summits. You've got all of these powers turning against the United States, specifically on trade. And you can read more about this in our April 2017 print edition, which you can read up on our website, and Brad McDonald's article, "Trade Wars Have Begun." And then finally, a quick update on Germany's coalition negotiations. Germany's Social Democrats, the main left-wing party, they agreed to continue negotiations towards forming a government as a conference that they held over the weekend. But only barely. Only 56% were in favor of continuing the negotiations and 44% were in favor of pulling out. And it was clear that most were not happy with the way these negotiations are going. And even many of those that voted for continuing them, they still want to see a very different deal at the end of this process than the one that is currently on the table. Meanwhile, according to Bild, Angela Merkel's party is getting a Plan B ready. This Plan B is a 6-month minority government and then another election in the autumn. Now, both the New York Times and Reuters had articles this week talking about the end of Merkel. So there's plenty of instability continuing in Germany's coalition negotiations. We've said for years to watch for exactly this kind of instability, because the Bible says that it will lead to the arrival of a strong leader in Germany. And you can read more about that in our free book, A Strong German Leader is Imminent, which is also available again for free to read online, or we'll ship it to you on our website, thetrumpet.com.